I'm having a I'm having a problem getting the kick one to pop up anymore. Well, and that's what I figured. I turned your Twitch on.
But shoot, I gotta the front here. All right, let's see. Do we? I gotta remember where we dumped all those potatoes. And
well, I haven't done anything setup wise yet, so
that's
let's
okay.
see.
I'm just gonna drive the pickup around a little then. Maybe drive over there. If I can remember where it is. I think I remember now. One of a couple of ways. But okay, so you just came off a Fortnite stream, right?
No, not a stream. I
Or
just
not a
came off
stream,
of
but a
Fortnite.
turn or multiplay or something. Was
No, not on multiplayer. I was just trying to get my challenges done for today.
oh, see, I thought you were kind of it was a team thing, and then
No.
you got some achievements, and then I thought maybe Rustcamp was in there with you or doing that with you. I mean,
No, we were just talking about it.
okay,
I didn't know he played Fortnite until he said something.
yeah, I guess it does seem a little odd to me for him, I guess, but it's still not
Not
out of the
really,
realm
because
because
he
shooters.
plays Call of Duty,
Well,
and
yeah, but
that's
I mean,
kind of the same thing.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I kind of consider. I don't know why. I consider Fortnite more of like a kids game, or well, kids, yeah, kids to us, young person's game.
Well,
Forgot where we
I
dumped all
guess
those
technically
potatoes.
that's they're all the way in the bottom left.
Thought I mean, thought I remembered because I went by
They're
where.
all they're all the way to the bottom left. Where are you? Because
Is there
I
anything
see
parked near them?
no.
I didn't think so.
No, I'm trying to get a truck down there right now because I need to get the equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get our stuff set up and then we can get into what we kind of
Okay,
wanted to
there's
talk
one
about.
truck on.
Oh, I think I because I thought it was in front of one of these like elevators or something.
No, it's in it's by it's by some
Or
sheds.
some well, yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
It's all the way in the bottom corner of the map. If you pull up the map, bottom left, there's two small fields down there that we own.
Okay. Oh, am oh. Oh, yeah, I'm headed that way. I thought after I saw I thought I remembered. So yeah, I'm going off road, but yeah, I'll get over there. There's a boats. Playground. Tuckered like this one. This area.
Well, I mean, this is the base game map.
Yeah, no, I know. I just never gone on this and explored it. I just went to no man's land. Actually, I should check my YouTube, make sure it's going like it should. I haven't streamed on my main channel in a long time, this kind of stuff, so. Yeah, there's all. I remembered. I knew where I was. Taters. Hang on. I don't see anybody hopping in there yet.
Oh, come on. Why aren't you going? You're the last thing that I need down there.
Hang on, I'm just sitting.
Well, I'm sending them down by basically making them drive themselves.
Okay. Well, I saw you had something moving over there.
There. Okay, I'm on your channel on my TV.
Okay.
Basically, I got the stream going in 3 places.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure I was doing what it needed to be doing, but yeah. Let's see.
Oh, we have trailers in here. Well, that would be
Well, yeah.
beneficial
Remember, we
too.
left the trailers here, but we need, I don't know, whatever, front end loaders or
Yeah,
something.
it's coming. It's coming. What do we have for tractors besides the cat? Oh, we have that.
Try not to get
I'll
stuck.
send that down there. So we can use those trailers.
Yeah. Oops.
You are not blocked by anything. Come on.
I'm watching him drive in. Worker B has stopped on it. Well, he like ran into a telephone pole for somewhere. Whatever. He's here, but yeah, we just need tractors. I
Yeah.
guess I could drive some. You have one truck over here.
There's another truck coming, and then I'm gonna put tractors on those trailers because I can tell them to deliver and come back.
Okay.
So we can just keep. We can just keep this whole thing going. But yeah, it's taking, and I'm also waiting on the. Basically, it's a conveyor, a big conveyor machine, and I'm waiting for that to drive itself down there too.
Okay.
I would have. I don't know. I got a little sidetracked tonight, so Mom asked me today if I'd go to Buffalo Wild Wings or take her to Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's like, I suppose she hasn't been out for a while, so I went there and I had a Angry Orchard along with my wings, and then I came home and I needed to work on the Fortnite, and then I was like, next thing I know, I was like trying to scramble around to get everything. Oh, well, our machine got stuck, but it's down the road.
Well, here I was gonna ride in one of them.
No, I knew Jason played Call of Duty, and he plays that with his brothers, but I did not know that he played Fortnite.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going. Okay. Taking the long way. Okay.
Okay, and then there's a John Deere coming too.
I got the
Um,
JCB.
and I don't care what you drive. I've if you want to drive, so these trucks should be a lot easier to drive um than the others were.
Oh, that's gonna pick. Oh, I thought we were gonna have to do use like
Uh-uh.
port telehandlers or something.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
Well, let's see. I need to move this. It's kind of in the way.
Okay.
I'll put it over here. Oh, that tractor got stuck too. Well, I
Oh,
don't
yeah, I brought this.
gotta you gotta line it up.
Yep, there it is. Well, I was just gonna hook it up to this one because then he can dump into this, then into the trucks.
Well, yeah, but
I thought.
well, I can with that machine, I can load directly into the trucks.
Oh, okay. Well, I figured it'd be easier with the tractors.
I didn't know that one was down here. I didn't know that's what was down here. Um, so we really only needed one. So hook up the JCB. Well, shit. Sorry.
You want it to the
Um,
other red trailer then?
the other red trailer's a semi one.
Well, no, there's another
Yeah, it's
trailer.
good. It's made for a
Oh,
semi.
I
It's
guess it
like the
is.
other
All
two.
right. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's just use those two for now.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Hang on. Let me get under you. All right. Fire.
Let me guess this. No, is it? Uh, um, no, this doesn't do. Darn it.
That doesn't pick up.
Okay, I need to close down the map for a second.
Okay.
Because I think there's a machine in there that does run this. So hold on just a second. I'm gonna kick us
Okay.
both off.
Okay. That's all right. Yeah. If there's
I
any.
thought I did check this out, or I tried to check this out, but didn't do a good enough job. So let's look in here first. That also means you're gonna have to download something when I get it,
Oh.
if I can
Okay.
find it. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do loaders, which is fine.
Okay.
Um,
Well, yeah. And then we can get into our. Once we get our shit together, we can uh run into our main topics like we were kind of gonna do. I got some thoughts.
I did listen to the album the other
Yeah,
day.
I didn't listen to everything, but I got some.
I listened to the whole thing. Where is Oh, there's miscellaneous.
Let me know when I got to get back in so I can download whatever.
Yeah, I will do this. Potato. That didn't work either. Um, shoot.
Well, what was that thing just then for What would that be for? It has a conveyor. It wouldn't
Well,
be for
it
small
was
grain.
for it said it was for all the other types.
All right. Well, if anybody out there is in the chat while we're kind of getting things set up, say hello. We're
Well, I
gonna get
wonder
into
if
some
that would work.
podcasting kind of topics. We got a few things we wanted to discuss or talk about. We kind of continuing on from our live stream last week, so see a few people hopped in. So
The other thing we could do is just regular conveyor belts, if nothing else.
like set up stackers and then how you got to push them with like front end loaders or something.
You don't have to push them with front end loaders. You just set up conveyor belts. They're a little bit different than that
Oh,
machine. What's
okay.
this one here? Oh, here it is. This is exactly what I want. Okay, I found it.
All right. Let me know when I got to get in.
Yeah. Um, okay. Let
Oh,
me back
try.
out. Reach. And then I need to find it. There it is. Select it. Continue. Start. My game is starting up. I'll let you know when I'm on the map.
Okay.
It's still creating the game right now.
Well, yeah. Anyway, the Metallica. I listened. I didn't listen to it all straight through, but I listened to a handful of songs. Mostly, I went by ones that had the most plays on YouTube. Uh, and I guess with 72 seasons of the song, I see what you mean. I wouldn't class. I mean, you said softer. I would more classify. It is, I guess, softer compared to the rest of the album and just the Metallica in general. But I would say it was definitely made to be more commercial. That song.
Yeah.
Um, and
But but it
it
wasn't.
honestly sounds very. I didn't really care for it for that song.
Yeah.
Mostly and not just because that is it sounded kind of generic. It it sounded like it could be by some other band, modern day band.
Yeah.
um,
Well, and it wasn't even the first one they dropped. It was more like the fourth or fifth. All right, I'm finally on the map.
okay, let me go get the things I need here. Oh, and that's right. I'm gonna have to put the game down.
Well, and I've got to I got to start over with. Yeah. Tracks.
Because if I shut the game down, it's like there's no window for it to capture. Yeah. All right. Now we're loading it. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled program. But
Yeah,
yeah,
only a
uh,
slight
yeah,
technical difficulties.
and you know what? Now the thing, if I saw the names of the songs, like now I can't remember the two that I really liked that I thought were lots better than 72 Seasons. But overall, it's like, yep, it's Metallica. Um, I gotta say though, now granted, I didn't listen to the entire album through yet, but what I did listen to, I liked. Um, it's almost it almost made me want to look up and or go to Walmart, Target, whatever, and actually buy the vinyl. But not quite enough. It doesn't. I don't think it's going to be as notorious or classic as some of their other stuff. Of course, it's better than Saint Anger, but that's a pretty low bar.
Yeah,
Uh, but it's definitely not Master of Puppets. um, I'd say it's on, but I would say it's on par with like the Black Album. I mean, it's got re-listenability. You know, but it's something like if I had some of these songs on a mix CD, um, I would have to be in the. I guess this is it. I'd have to be in the mood to listen to it. Um, like it'd have to be just. I wouldn't just choose to put it on like
yeah.
certain other things. I I guess that's how I classify it. So it was good, but not amazing. But then again,
Yeah,
maybe,
yep.
but then again, maybe that's the problem with and this isn't just Metallica, but a band like Metallica when they try, when they're old, and they've been through a lot. Um, just lightning just doesn't strike twice. I mean, um,
Well, I think at that point in your career, yeah, it's good to make new materials and stuff, but when you're on the road, playing at concerts and stuff, they might play a few songs. Well, actually, their tour, they're playing
oh, you know what?
uh
I tell you what.
they're gonna play 2 nights, and they got like Pantera and someone opening up the first night, and then they have Five Finger Death Punch and someone opening up the second night, and um and they're gonna play new songs. I mean, they're not going to everything they play. They're not going to be duplicate set. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, and I know. You know what? Uh I like this album though better than Death Magnetic. I guess
Oh, I love Death Magnetic.
I do I do. I'm not saying it's
That
bad,
one's
but I like
that
this
one.
better than that. I guess.
Oh, I'm in the opposite.
Okay. I mean by a small it's a small margin, um but yeah, that's a pretty cool truck there. Anyway, yeah, I mean they're close, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it as much as yeah. I don't know. Like I said, this one almost made me go out and spend the I don't know $35 or whatever it is for the vinyl, just to be able to play it on vinyl, because I can. um,
Yeah,
And that's honestly how I would probably enjoy this type of album. Actually, that's the thing. And kind of as of recently, because I got my record player fixed, after, and I no longer have this annoying hum that I've been just listening things to. So I've been kind of rediscovering this stuff that I've been listening to for God since I was a little kid on vinyl. Parent stuff we picked up, stuff I picked up over the years. All that.
Yeah,
But
well, and I listen to I like to go back and listen to. There's albums growing up. I don't really listen to newer stuff on albums, but I listen to like whatever I hear on the radio or whatever I discover on YouTube. But some of those old albums that I grew up with, um, I'll definitely go back and I'll have a craving to listen to something on my drive home. Heck, tonight I was listening to Aerosmith "Get a Grip" on the drive home.
well, and that's it. Yeah, I don't have any inkling to buy anything new. I, this almost did it. Almost maybe buy new vinyl. I mean, I know they've been making, and new artists have been making new stuff too.
Okay, let's. This should work.
Okay, I'll drive over there now. Better positioned. Um, but
Well, yeah, there. This one's working. So when you get into position here, this should load up. Yeah, it's coming.
okay. Oh, there we go. But and of course, like what's funny to me is they're re-releasing some of the old stuff too, which I find a bit interesting. And the funny part is a lot of the stuff, like, it was about 2 months ago. We went into Barnes and Noble and they had a record section, uh, and and it's like, other than the newer pop stuff like Taylor Swift and whatever, because I guess they're those kind of artists are releasing stuff. Um, it's like I was, of course, a Barnes and Noble is just going to have the really popular stuff, and it's like all of it, almost all of it. It's like I have the originals, like either like a first pressing or a first re-release in the, if it's like, if it was 70s music, like 72, they re-released it maybe in 76 or something. But like, like, well, ZZ Top comes to mind, but other bands too.
When that one's full, you want to pull that one off to the side and grab the other one.
Okay, looks like it's, yep.
And then we'll take them together. I got to figure out where. While you do that, I'm gonna figure out where they sell at.
Well, I was gonna say, where do we take them? Out of the road. No, switched over here. But yeah. And of course, I don't go to record stores. I mean, I could, but there's like Second and Charles, I guess, has used stuff and all. That's where you'll find some more obscure stuff, and then new stuff
You're gonna
too.
love this. This is like literally like a mile up the road from where we're gonna sell this.
Oh, okay.
So after we get this first one done, well, actually, um, if you wanted to drive this, it's not really hard to drive. You just don't go flying into the pile is all. And you'll tell if you look at the back, you'll tell when it's empty and you can drive. I just been driving like a little bit more forward and pulling more, and I'll just keep the trucks running back and forth.
Okay.
If you want to do that, I'll let you take control.
Yep.
I
Okay.
will get this truck going.
Okay.
And
Now
when you
off.
get that to that corner, just we'll want to turn and go. I want to basically keep that conveyor on the outside of it. So you'll want to turn around the corner, and then we'll realign everything.
Yeah. Uh,
What doesn't back up?
uh okay. Like they're not should be room in this trailer.
Did you turn it on
Wasn't it
since you're
on?
new?
Uh
No, because it.
oh okay. Okay,
Well,
well
it's on, but you're
where's
not.
the
No,
turn on then?
it turns on like everything else does.
Well, I don't
You
see.
have to see. It
Oh,
says,
turn on load. Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah, I know. I they called it a loading vehicle. So I wasn't looking for the right thing. There, I got it. I got it.
perfect. All right.
Hold on. All right, is that one fully full?
No, no,
Oh,
it's at
because
like
I got to pull ahead, but I was gonna.
97%.
Okay,
Well, and I was
I didn't know
realigning it.
you were back yet, so I was gonna situate it. Okay, there it must be full. Okay, you got the other truck back, so I could go and get in.
No, I just sent it.
Oh, you sent it with the AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, because with this AI, you can tell it to go and then come back, um, and just loop around. But I was trying to get some other stuff done too. And the nice part is once I set this, um, basically now all I have to do is when I jump in the truck, tell it to create a job and tell it to start because I already got the point where I want it to come back to loaded in. So I can just basically keep looping the trucks.
Yeah.
I think you can do even more than that, but this is what I know how to do, so this is what I'm doing. Except for this truck, for some reason, thinks it's blocked.
Well, it says invalid crop for the target, but then at least on my screen it did. But
Well, it's not. That's where we're supposed to be going. Oh, that's fast food. Okay, yeah, I didn't have this one set right there. Now try this.
don't taking them to the McDonald's again.
No, that's the one that's saying that it's invalid for
Oh,
the
okay.
target. No, it's literally going up. There's an elevator up the road.
I see it over there.
Yeah. Well, our other truck didn't come back, so I'm driving it back.
Oh, okay.
They at least delivered it, just didn't come back. Well, I listened to the whole album. I don't. I'm not hating on it. I don't. I liked it. It's just, really haven't been buying albums lately. The only time I've bought an album lately is if it came with extra stuff, and the extra stuff is stuff like a T-shirt or something that I want, and you can't just get the T-shirt without.
Right. Well,
or
Well,
there's some collective thing to it that comes with it or something. There's there's got to be more of an incentive to buy the album than just because I don't really. I'll listen to, like, if I get the album, it's usually on CD, and I'll still listen to the CD, but I won't listen. I'll only listen to it like once or twice, and then because I do everything like YouTube or Spotify now.
so do I. Like I saying that I don't normally. How do you?
This one's full.
Oh, is
If
it
you
the?
want to take the time to turn around that corner,
Yeah, I was gonna
why
lift
why
the.
this?
Well, this if I would buy this one, it would be the first album, or I should say vinyl I bought since Greta Van Fleet back in 2018. I again,
Oh, speaking of that, so they have a new album. They just
yeah,
but then so I heard a song the other day, and I can't think of the name of the band, but apparently that's the new thing now. So this band sounds like 80s metal, like 80s rock, like I guess not metal, but 80s rock, like I want to say Striper, but it's
or
probably not. That's probably not
something
right.
like
It was
Billy
Winger. I
Squires.
think it was
Oh,
Winger.
okay, Winger, yeah, okay.
Um, they sounded very 80s like, and it's like, huh, it's like that was just kind of took me back a little bit. It's like all these old sounds are kind of coming back into.
The heck am I hitting? Okay, gotta raise that up for you. Like, okay, I don't know what was going on. Hold on.
Yeah, you need to go up. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I was just wondering maybe you won't have enough room over there
Yeah,
to
once I
swing
come
it.
off the hill, I'll be fine. But at the moment, no.
Hold on, I'll move the. We're good.
That other one, that was for like other crops. It said like sunflowers and corn and wheat, and
Okay.
it just wouldn't accept this. But what's funny is that this is the same exact one. It's just that they loaded it up so it handled everything. This one's
Okay,
full.
that was full. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get situated.
I almost need one more truck.
Well, we did have until we had to restart. Or
Yeah. Maybe while we wait on this other truck to come back, I'll order another one.
actually, I tell you what, let's I'm gonna go. I'm gonna reposition this. Let's make this a little easier on us since we're up next to that wall.
Oh, for some reason, this one won't turn around and come back. The other one will, but this one won't.
Reposition us here anyway. Make this easier. I'm gonna come from this angle and I'll. Let me back up and get. Okay, whoop, there we go. Let me get up by the pile and then you. There we go. And make it a little easier on flat ground. Do you remember? You'll have to tell me that band's name. That's kind of like Greta, only 80s like
It's
sound.
no, it's not Greta. I mean, it's not like Greta. It's like Winger
Okay.
or something like that. 80s metal, 80s rock. I mean, I keep saying metal. It's not metal. It's rock. It's too soft to be
I think in
metal.
this day and age, most normies would consider them the same. They're
I don't.
not, but they would. Nobody knows kind of. Well, because
People, well,
there's no
you
good
say nor.
rock. Well, there's no good. Well, I shouldn't say there's no good metal. There's no good just rock that people listen to or that you come across unless you seek it out. I don't think, you know.
Oh, well, I sent you the picture, but I should talk about this on stream. Uh, we had protesters outside our office on Monday.
Oh yeah,
Not that they weren't protesting us, but it
yeah.
was
I
it was
saw what they were
to us that
protesting.
was hilarious because like it was cold and chilly, and like there was only like 6 or 7 of them, and what they were protesting was just like, really? I mean, like, you're freezing your butt off because of that? It wasn't anything political or anything. It
Yeah.
was actually they were just protesting circumcision, which is
Well, I
just
know.
like we just hit us this odd.
Well, especially in there too, where they
Yeah.
were. Um, well, anyway, the topic we're really going to talk about, other than Metallica and their new album, but MTV. You also sent that. What prompted that? What made you think of the Real World Seattle uh, and the slap?
Well, I'm watching Singled Out on. It's a whole nother story, but I've got like almost 10,000 videos I need to watch. I have saved for like watch later.
Like on
And
YouTube or something?
yeah, yep.
Okay, yeah.
I
Because I've
I'm
watched
really
a little.
slow about watching all the videos that I want to watch on there. So I'm finally getting around to some of these that I've had saved for several years. And it just so happened that some of the singled outs come up.
Yep.
And so it got me thinking about real world and road rules. And then so
Oh yeah,
I
Road
did a
Rules.
search for those, and then I came across that fight. It was a slap. I guess they
Yeah.
call it a fight, but it was a slap. And it's like that's what kind of prompted it. Is I'm just watching some old, just just because I was just watching some old stuff that I had.
Yeah. Here, you get spun around, I'll get spun around. But yeah, well that's funny, Road Rules. I forgot about that sort of spin-off, but I gotta
I
say,
liked Road Rules more than I liked um, Real World. But I think that was because they were moving around. They weren't stuck in a city and um. But I liked both. Don't get me wrong. I would watch both, but Road Rules was more my favorite.
see, and
And some of the
I
challenges
never
they did on
watched
there was
really
some of
much
the
Road
challenges
Rules.
they did on there was a lot more interesting to me.
Well, see, that's the thing. And maybe to tell you the truth, and I guess now that I think about it, other than there wasn't much else on, would be kind of the play here. But it's like I'm not. I think now like why I even watched Real World, why I liked Real World better than World Rules. I guess I I don't know. I guess just because that's what everybody was watching. There wasn't. It was still kind of new. I mean, I don't know. It was just because it was hip, the hip thing to do. Well, I guess thinking about that, used to watch a lot of MTV. I mean, I remember MTV's spring breaks. They'd broadcast, I don't, live or tape.
I never really got into spring break, but you know what I really remember about MTV? So this is going back way into the high school days. So, I didn't cruise. I didn't really cruise in our home or our school town. I guess I would say our school town.
You did a
Um,
little, but
I actually cruised up here where I live, and the friend I was hanging around with at the time, we'd get back to his place at like 1 o'clock in the morning after cruising, and we weren't quite ready to go to bed for the night, so we'd sit in the living room and watch MTV, and we usually catch like the last 30 minutes of like the rock. What it wasn't Headbangers Ball, but we'd like
okay.
we'd listen to they'd play uh Red Hot Chili Peppers and Aerosmith and all those videos that were, coming out at that point in time. And then right after that they usually played Beavis and Butthead, but every once in a while they'd change it up and play Daria.
And see, I watched both, and I liked both, but I was a regular Daria watcher. I mean, when they were new, and then when they reran them too. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I liked it. I still like it. Actually, I own the box set, but yeah. But funny you say that. Yeah. But see, I didn't have MTV. At at home. I for the longest time, so I had to watch it like I said at a friend's house or whatever. And that's the thing. It's like when we'd go somewhere to somebody's house or whatever. It was usually something on MTV was on, whether it be videos, um, or well, and even or it was one of their programs. Yeah, like Singled Out, and I vaguely remember towards the a little bit of Remote Control. That was real early on, but I do remember a little
See,
bit of
I
that.
don't I didn't watch Singled Out so much. I mean, I catch it every once in a while, but it wasn't something that I would watch regularly.
That was neither me. It was just more, oh yeah. But then Jenny McCarthy was on it, and that was easy on the eyes. So
Yeah.
that kind of deal. Um, Hold on here. I'll move the. Make it around. Just so you don't have to move too much. But yeah, let's see. Um, well, of course, then when Jackass came on, it's that I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but of course, what else were you gonna watch? So, that's the thing. Other
Oh,
than
I didn't mind Jackass. It's just, but it was also one of those things like I couldn't watch every stunt. There was every once in a while it's like that's way too gross or way too painful. I'm not gonna.
well, yeah, there was that. But I can
But
remember.
most of it I would watch.
Well, you're talking about cruising. You know, well, as well as I. Yeah, I cruise the hometown. I cruise the cruise the hometown, but that got boring after you know an hour, and then we would drive up there and cruise central and meet up with a few meet people and sometimes we'd go to their house up there, and what was, you know, what was on, or what did we watch if we hung out at a house, somebody's house, or was just picking them up? It was something on MTV.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about some of the other shows that were, I want to say a little later, more. Oh, whoa. There we go. But like uh, Room Raiders and
I
well, like
never really got
Pimp
into it.
My Eye. Well, I was never into it, but again, uh, when I caught those shows is like when I was in college, like between classes, like if I couldn't get my schedule where I just one after another, so then I'd be just done at the middle of the day. You'd have sometimes you'd have like an hour and a half or whatever break in between, just because that's on certain days, just because how the schedule happened to have to work. Um, that's when I would watch a show like that. And of course, then like Pimp My Ride, and which
I would watch Pimp My Ride a little bit. Room Raiders, I would watch it, but it wasn't. It's like I really wasn't into the fact that someone's room got invaded. It
well, I
just
knew it was
wasn't.
totally all fake in the sense of it wasn't as spontaneous, I guess, as they made it seem. And
Yeah,
who knows, a lot of it was planted. They knew they were coming, and this stuff, I didn't buy into that. Oh, that and the other, and you were choosing people that were going to be kind of a little more outrageous and all that stuff.
yeah.
But again,
Well,
when I was little, when I say little, elementary and stuff, I remember shows like Love Connection, which was an adult
yeah,
show.
yep,
This that's partly why I watched it, because I always thought that was like ridiculous, because it's like with Chuck Woolery and stuff, and they went on their date, and it's like you knew these people, it's like they were just doing it to be on TV, or they got paid or whatever. Same deal with. That's why when like a show like Room Raiders, or I think there was one called Parental Control, where the parents choose the date or something, or there's something about it where the parents had a bit part, and some of them were like stupid, outrageous, and the parents were being kind of outlandish. It's like,
yeah,
okay, yeah, this is stupid. But I guess I watched it because I remembered those, adult themed dating shows, and then here's all teenager MTV generation dating version of that. Well, that was kind of like singled out too. Was kind of the same thing. It was Love Connection, only, like I said, hip. And well, actually, it was more like The Dating Game from like the 70s.
yeah.
I was not around for, but in its original run. But yeah, but I recently watched. Well, actually, I sent it in Discord, video. I don't expect you to watch them, but a channel that watches old
No,
shows like that.
I plan on watching them.
I think you'll get a kick out of it. Uh but it's like I had just, and maybe it's just my older eyes seeing, but I just forgot how just really ridiculous they were hamming it up for the cameras. I didn't remember it being as, some of the people being as hammed up for it.
Yeah,
Especially like ones where, oh, maybe that one was called like Next, because there was, yeah, Next, because there was one where it's like they vote them out of the van or whatever, and then but then
yeah.
a new one comes in, and I forget. Yeah,
Well, wasn't it maybe that's not right, but wasn't it some kind of like a date, and then
yeah, like it's a date that where you start with,
and
they
then they're
start
like,
with one guy or
okay,
girl.
you're
Yeah,
you're gone. Let's go. Yeah, next.
That's right. It was like, instead of like a progressive dinner, it was like a progressive date. Um,
Or maybe it was like a progressive, like they asked questions and it's like, oh, you answered that wrong. I okay, go on.
yeah.
Next.
But I can remember watching Singled Out actually when
I
uh,
used to watch a
out
little bit. You know what I
here.
so in college, you were bringing up college. So because I went to a different kind of college and stuff, we had a break that was like 15 minutes long, and our dorms were literally across the street um from our classrooms. So you had just enough time to go over, grab a snack, and hang out for a little bit. So I would go over there, and we'd turn on MTV, and that was back when Rob Zombie, Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, Korn, all those guys. It was kind of like the 90s, 90, the late 90s new metal rise. Um, and so the MTV was all about it and playing it. And so every day during college, that's what go over for 15 minutes to listen to whatever new metal was being played.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because, uh, like with Spring Break, I mean, yes, they had hip hop acts and all that stuff, but yeah, it was things like Rob Zombie and Kid Rock and those kind of things. And later, the Gorillas and stuff, that kind of getting into the emo stuff, early emo stuff, then kind of going that route. But um, it's funny, I'm a King of the Hill fan. Well, there's an episode where they're Hank takes his mom and some other old ladies to see this museum of miniatures, which is on uh, Port Aransas, and they're going there at the same time that MTV's Spring Break shows up. So they get there the night. Actually, they get there the night before, and MTV's buses and all that just descend on the island there, and that's part of the funny part. But how it's relevant is when they get there, they're doing uh well, one of the first songs is and I can't remember the band name, and you'll recognize it, but the Pretty Fly for a White Guy, that song, whoever does that.
Oh, that was Offspring.
Offspring, right. But then in the next, when they're showing MTV's there, stuff they're playing in the background, like, ooh, modern, it's Rob Zombie's like Dragula, yeah, it's softly playing in the background, as, oh, the this is spring break, you're at spring break, um
Yeah.
so it's playing, yeah, like bands like that, and I had to think that's about the same time this episode was made. So, like, that's, I don't know if you want to say it was its height, MTV and Spring Break and all that, but I think that's when it was just before it was going to start tapering off, and they quit quit even doing that kind of thing.
Speaking of Rob Zombie, I and this is MTV related. I found this video. It popped up in my news feed actually. It was White Zombie, and they were playing. It was a contest, or supposed to be a contest, where they played some guy's backyard,
Huh.
and they whoever won, um, they White Zombie showed up. They set up a stage for him. MTV set up a stage for him, and then televised it, or at least showed one of the songs being played. As like, I just like, um, it just popped up in my newsfeed because White Zombie would have been a little bit before, um, I guess before cable really was I mean, cable was a thing for city people, but
But for more to
like
the rural areas, yeah.
like for us, you know, like because I think both you and I share the same experience on MTV. It was we didn't get. I mean, we watched it when we could, but we didn't really maybe get into it more until we were in college or
Well, it
college
was more
age.
college because, of course, college had access to it. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep.
Like you on the farm, you had to get satellite to get that, and
Yeah.
and the small town, where I was from, they didn't install Barry cable till mid '90s, and as I remember, MTV wasn't on the package. It was in Alma,
Yeah.
but not Rip, not Rip City. Um, so yeah, you're right. It wasn't unless I went to somebody's house. I didn't get to watch it regularly, or like in the summers, when I'd visit out here, grandparents. Of course, they had cable, you know, like big cities did in the '80s. Like you see in the movies. Um,
Yeah.
and of course they had it, and a hell of a lot more channels too. Discovery, all these other um, channels that eventually we would get later. But MTV was VH1 that too. Um, Hang on. Um, yeah. So again, that's why in that text message, uh, the screen cap happened to be of the Kurt Cobain when MTV News reported on it. I One of the reasons I remember that distinctly is because I was out here and saw that news bit, of Kurt Cobain was found dead today, um,
Yeah.
whatever. So that's why I remember it. Not that I was really a Nirvana fan. It was just I
Well,
remember
but
it was
it's
same with the
funny about
Princess Diana. Actually, same with the Princess Diana deal. I was out here when that whole thing happened, and I think I saw it on MTV News actually first, and then of course you know national obviously covered that. But so I mean that's
okay,
why I remembered things like that. Is that happened to me when I was out here for you know visiting for a weekend or a couple days, like we do going skiing or something.
yeah.
That would have been spring skiing. I think it was, but yeah. So I mean, kind of yeah. My earlier memories of MTV were kind of fractured, but with well, and the other thing is like my cousins, they would tape MTV shows and then mail them to us. So I watched some stuff like on VHS tape. So yeah,
Speaking of that, so they singled out like I'm getting to the point now where the full I'm not watching full versions anymore. I'm like watching like it's just the girl picking or it's just the guy picking
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Um, but the first couple that I watched were like the full episodes, and it was something like what you're talking about, where it was someone had taped it, so they got all the commercials with it too.
Well,
So I'm watching all these old commercials
well, you want to
that
talk
are
about old
also with it.
commercials?
And it's like
There,
it's amazing how you never think about those commercials, but the second you hear it, not every one of them, but the second you hear some of them, you're just like, oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah. Well, okay, a little off topic from MTV, but that's some things me and Katie sometimes do in the evenings. Like instead of doing this, like if we don't want to watch something on streaming or we can't find anything from some like regular creator that we watch, um, then sometimes because there's channels that have, like 30-minute, um hour long breaks, or blocks of just the commercials. So we'll watch like commercials from like the 70s and mostly the 80s and 90s, and maybe a little 2000s for Katie because she's younger. You know, sometimes they're just like, say, toy commercials or something, but we'll watch some that are just regular commercials. So you'll get the double minute commercials, or the juicy fruit ones, or Starburst, or like the Pepto Bismol, little Pepto Bismol commercials. Um, and then sometimes, like, the kids ones, so the secure cereals, and like bubble tape, and fruit by the foot, that kind of stuff.
We've got some plowing to do, so I'm gonna get us a couple tractors and a couple of
Okay.
plows. I was trying to think of what to do next. Do you want to do it under Indy, or do you want me to kick it forward?
I don't care. Is there any
Not yet. There's going to be.
Oh, okay. You must be adding because I got kicked out of the game.
Oh, you got. No, I'm not adding.
I lost connection.
Oh,
Well, I don't know. We're about at our hour. Not that some. Maybe we could save that for later.
okay. Well, I don't know when we'll do this map again. Because that's pretty much what I wanted to do on this map.
Just picking up the potatoes. Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I'll save this map is just in case something happens and the other maps don't run. We still have a
Yeah.
multiplayer
No,
map going.
it's no, this is good. I like this little map. Smaller
Well,
fields and just
you
basic.
should call this map Old Faithful because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what it'll be for us. But
Yeah.
um,
No, actually, I had fun picking up the potatoes that we dumped there.
well, that's good because it was something different and it's
Yeah.
something that we've been wanting to do. So, I think next map or next week or whenever we do this again, um, we will go back to Green Valley because I think I've had enough of a break to at least
Well,
advance a little bit on there,
well, we need to
work a little bit on
we
that.
need to transfer the potatoes over there and then start making potato vodka.
Yeah, I don't think we have any potatoes over there to make
Yeah.
potato vodka.
But, yeah. Well, and yeah, we can reminisce some more because we didn't even get to ridiculousness, dear Dick, and all that stuff. Because I have a lot to say about that too. So we'll save that for next time.
Maybe that'll be, maybe yeah, maybe that could be just like all next week if that's what you have,
Yeah.
or at least a good starting point for
Well,
next
and
week.
here's the deal. I mean, I don't know what you got going on tomorrow night, but Friday night work seemed to work good. We got people in too there, so I'll probably go
Well,
back to my
that
second
works.
channel, um, but otherwise we'll save it for next week. We'll save it
Well,
for
I mean,
whenever we do next time.
yeah, I don't have anything planned for tomorrow night, so I mean that's fine. You just let
Oh,
me know.
well, shoot, wait a minute. I do. Well, not in the night, but we got a busy evening after we get off work kind of
That's
plan. So
fine. We'll
I
just do
might
it for
be
next week then.
more. We'll just shoot for next week, and we'll
Unless
definitely. Well,
Derek says something.
yeah, we'll save Deer Dick and Tosh Point oh and all that kind of stuff uh, for next time. So, all right, I'm gonna cut the stream.